Hey everybody, Ben here. Thanks for being here. Thanks for showing up for yourself each and every day. So if you hear from the short, you already have a backstory. If not, our word was substitute. And with the supporting angel number card, it came in that as, our situation may not be 100%. It may not be the best fit. Maybe we have an option to change that, or we're looking for one, we're desiring one, or we're kind of playing it safe because of stability, limiting mindsets, what feels safe or right. Supporting angel number card. Trust yourself. This goes into better things are coming. Trust your judgment. You are on the right track. You're probably seeing signs like, hey, this isn't the best, or this is affecting me this way. And then maybe there's a snowball effect on that of how this is all intertwining and affecting our overall health. It's not the best suited for us. There's not any fulfillment or enjoyment. Uh, what's the best word? I always forget this word, but giving up parts of ourselves to receive something, and in return, whatever that receiving is normally out of a wound or a trauma, a fear, and by doing so, we think that's important, but what we're giving up to receive that is more damaging on the inside than what's actually being received. This is at a time when our mind kind of leads with this wound. If we're aware of those and we look at most of our life and we see how, you know, we're giving up X, Y, or Z of ourself to keep this at bay, this wound or this trauma, and we think it's more beneficial to keep that at bay, but what's being given up is always more of a gamble. When I was doing this short, I saw a spider, and it came to mind of, picture a spider building a web, and people, places, or things interrupt those webs at times. They knock them down, and they keep rebuilding in that same spot, and then eventually they say, hey, you know, this isn't working. I keep doing all this work, and people keep messing it up. So I'm going to go somewhere else and build my web where I'm not disturbed, or the environment invites me or allows me. And I'm not saying we're being rejected, maybe we are, but it's more or less that uh, we'll use a relationship or a job as an example. I'm trying to build this beautiful culture, this beautiful home with this person, and they keep destroying it, or they don't view it as valuable or appreciate it. Same thing at work. Maybe we don't agree with all uh, the rules or the way things are handled or done, and we're trying and it's just not working. So I don't know if I already said it, but maybe we're aware of these other opportunities, or there are other opportunities coming in. But this trust is this inner knowing, this intuition, or guidance from spirit, and the pull is going to be up against this shadow aspect, this fear, this wound, this trauma, whatever we want to call it, limiting belief that exists, that would keep us here. And we'd give up that part, like staying in that place and keep building that web, even though it keeps getting destroyed. Why would we hang on to something? What is that wound, that fear that would lead us to stay versus actually trusting ourselves and taking that step towards this opportunity, or the idea that there are more opportunities for me than I can see, and if I can't see them, opening up to that to allow them to come in. So we'll see what else we got here, Spirit. Got the Page of Wands, enthusiasm. Uh, Going right off on the idea of, you know, when we are limitless in the mind, uh, we can go like a child. We can build, we can create, we can love, we can expand, we can do all sorts of things. And how quickly circumstances and situations dampen that, especially this guy over here. I always point over here like it's over here, uh, and I act like it's separate. But I look at it like it's this little, angel devil in the shoulder kind of thing. And when it's upset, it gets its way because we try to pacify it. We settle it down. This is the shadow or ego, whatever we want to look entitled towards. But getting back to not allowing that individual, that experience to control everything, to make decisions. We won't be able to trust ourselves when this is loud, when this is being triggered. Getting back to this place, and this opportunity would probably lead to that. We would be excited for it. It would be open. But what takes that away? What rips that away? A fear, a limiting belief, some sort of structure that we've identified with that allows its decision to overpower what is true to us. Six of Swords reversed, hesitation. Again, we don't want to let go of that. Whatever we think we're receiving, we view more valuable than what we could truly feel. Or what I should say, whatever we're receiving, we view as more valuable than what we're giving up. And this is how this is overpowering, this fear, this limiting belief is overpowering this situation, and very well possibly most of our life, however long it's been in there. But when it overpowers it, we know how that feels, or we know how it starts to feel. So I'll just do this, or I play it safe and I do this, or no, I won't do that because this could happen because I'm afraid of that happening. And when that's overpowering it, whatever I think I'm giving up, which we could weigh it and try to say, oh, it's small, it's not that big of a thing. It takes so much more from us than we really know. And have we ever really experienced it to even know what it's like? Because if we haven't, this guy's always in charge. When I do think of the Six of Swords, they're leaving in a boat with hardly anything. And that's scary. But when we look at the aspect that, hey, whatever I was in was this bad for me and depleting my health so much in every aspect, it was more important for me to get some sort of stability just within myself versus staying in that situation any longer. If we could look at that spider, and every time they get like one strand out and it's destroyed, it's like, I can't even eat. I need to go somewhere where I can build and survive. I'm not saying it's that drastic, but looking at that concept, we really have to self-reflect a bit to see what and how much it's actually affecting us. We then got the Chariot, determination. This is viewing ourselves as important beyond the surface level, the external, and what we perceive as necessary, needed, and the rules of the road, if we will. You do this to get to here, or you do X, Y, or Z throughout your life, these milestones, and this is acceptable. Obviously, we have to go back to that self-reflection and see that, hey, if I'm in this relationship and I want this, but they're not the person that can provide that, but I get a relationship, or I get stability, or I get this from them. And it's not like I'm not trying to lead with this idea that everything is weighed, that I do this, they do that, keeping a score. It's more like what's really internally needed for my fulfillment, for my existence to be full. Same thing for the job aspect. It could be pay, or it could just be structure, it could be morals, and that fulfillment at the end. Viewing what is important to us and going for it. And maybe we are aware, as I said before, but something has a fear around it of stability, that if I leave this, or if I am true, like if I said I deserve and want this in a relationship or an employer, that limits the pool. There's nothing out there that could fill that void. Well, right there's a limiting belief, and that fear is leading it. And I'm going to identify with that because I believe that if I am my authentic self, or I say this, or I want this out of a relationship or a work environment, uh, no one's going to be around or no availability for that situation exists, I believe that I'm going to reflect that out in the external and it's going to prove to me that that is real. But if we actually embody that, hey, somebody can love me for who I am or appreciate me uh, and hire me based on all I can give, and I'm going to find a position that I can put everything that I am into it and really flourish for myself and that company, and I embody that, I'm going to reflect that out, and those opportunities will present themselves. But if I allow this fear to overpower me and then I identify with it, well, then we are where we are. The Hierophant reversed. Oh, rebellion. This is going against it. Everything that, uh, doing everything wrong in our mind. I'm not saying drastically or dangerously. It might feel dangerous because there's a true fear there, or an insecurity, or a limiting belief. And to go against that, we would have to reprogram our mind. Reprogram that guy or girl over here that is telling us what is true and what is not true. And we believe that because if we go up against it, it gets upset. It throws a tantrum and it makes us feel a certain way. Depending on what the wound or trauma is, I'm sure you know it and how to pacify it or what we need in the external to bring in to silence that. Going up against that, whatever it may be, uh, is needed to open that door or to move forward with what we already know. It's very basic that, hey, this isn't the best for me. Now it's, what are we going to do with it? King of Wands, creative vision. This is run with it. Really embody this. The sky's the limit. Go back to daydreaming. And of course, everyone seeks the items or people, places, or things in the external. That's our experience for the majority. But go with the emotion. Go with the fulfillment. Whatever it is that's going to bring you, this is opening up. When we go with, hey, I want this model car and this neighborhood, that's very fine. That is pinpointed in a certain position. And we might be waiting for a while because we've made it so focused on that this is what I want. And we open up, and that web, if that guy kept building his spider web here because he wanted this view in this corner, whatever it is, and the other spiders are like, hey, come over here. And he's like, no, no, this is where I have to. This is where all the flies fly to catch them. This is the best spot and everything. And it kept getting destroyed. And he got defeated. And when did he get back up? He went down into a slump a bit. This doesn't work. I'll never survive. Blah, blah, blah. And eventually, the hole that he crawled into to suffer, he ended up building a web there. And little did he know how many pests were in there that got stuck in his web to eat. We can open up and lead with this emotion. And sure, it might not come the way that we thought it was going to come or the way that we wanted at that time. But indirectly, if we led with that emotion that I want fulfillment or love, whatever it is, a great environment and stability in general that I don't have to worry about. It can come in any way, shape, or form, and it gives us that emotion. When we want something physical, like that neighborhood, that house, that car, what emotion are we going to get from that? And lead with that. And again, the sky is it's limitless. We'll get one last card here. Four of Swords reversed. Restlessness. This goes back to trusting what we know and that fear or that limiting belief, that wound around I know this isn't right, but I'm giving this up, which we will call fulfillment, for this. And whatever that I'm getting in return is pacifying this. So we got like a triangle, a trio here, and it can just be a straight line. I'm fulfilling myself and I'm getting all of that. But instead, what I'm getting is going over here to satisfy this fear, this wound, this trauma, this insecurity. When we heal that or review it, we don't fully have to heal it. We have to see it. And when we know what it is and we're thinking something or we're making a decision, we can look at, okay, well, the reason I'm afraid is because of this. It's not real. It's not planned. It's not like as in I'm projecting the future that X, Y, or Z is going to happen. That hasn't happened yet. And the only reason it could happen in my mind is because I'm afraid of X, Y, or Z. But if I keep leading with that and allowing that, I'm going to always be in this position. So I can dig in there quick and try to figure out where it came from, how much it's affected my life. And when I put those puzzle pieces together, I can reflect on that and see, wow, I could have been here, or I could have experienced this if I wasn't allowing this guy or girl to lead. So how can I get back to that childlike state where I didn't really allow those things to control my decisions and really dream and go after what actually fulfills me? So I'm going to leave this here. If this resonated, feel free to like, comment, share, subscribe, and I will talk to y'all later.